My friends, you might remember that I did a mini ITX build not so long ago when I first moved back to the States, and I did it on probably what I thought was the most striking non-typical PC case at the time, which was the Motif Monument by Beast. I loved it so much. It almost looks like the PC parts are floating. It's gorgeous, it's sleek, it's minimalistic. It has everything that I would want for my mini ITX PC. But because we're doing a lot more work here at UFD Tech, I kind of need to upgrade from the mini ITX system to something that has a bit more RAM, a few more cores, and just maybe a little bit more graphical horsepower, since I only have a 2060 Super on this and a 9900K. And that's where Beast actually stepped in, and they sent me the new case that they've been working on, or rather, maybe not a case, but an open air chassis slash test bench. This, my friends, is the Beast Atlas. And this is what I'm going to be building my next PC on. I'm going to be upgrading from this to this guy. And finally, I'm going to be doing all of the water cooling that I had been planning on doing for the longest time. On Black Friday, I was able to pick up some EK water block stuff for like 30% off, and it's just been sitting to the side because I couldn't find a case that I enjoyed quite as much as the Motif Monument, so I just have been sitting on PC parts to build what I want to be my next PC. And that's where the Beast Atlas comes into play. You can see, just based on this, it's very sleek, has the same minimalistic design cues as the Motif Monument, but has water cooling in mind. We have room for two 360mm radiators on the side, or 280s and 240s if you want on there as well, a full ATX chassis, and complete custom water cooling. So this is now going to be my replacement PC and not the Motif Monument. And one of the concerns about the Motif Monument in the video that I did earlier on was the price. It did cost $250, but I'm happy to say that the Beast Design Atlas is coming in at $165, which is slightly cheaper, but they sent it to me for free. They're not paying me to talk about this, and so they gave it to me and I'm showing it off, and I'm gonna show you guys the build that I've anticipated doing with this, because not only did I get the Atlas test bench for it, I was able to pick up this beauty. This is the RX 5700 XT 50th Anniversary Edition. This is the GPU that I've wanted for a while, and I finally was able to get it at a good price on Dell's website, actually. Dell, of all places. It only costs $370, and after tax it was more like $400, whereas the regular 5700 XT costs $400. And Dell also has a sale on the regular 5700 XT for $330. So I'll leave links in the video description if you want to try and see if they still have them in stock. But you can get a 5700 XT for a really good price right now, and you can get the Lisa Su Signature Edition, which has slightly faster clocks. It's probably not all that much faster in performance, but it comes with some beautiful aesthetics on the outside, which I'm going to ruin because I have to water cool this thing. But you can see it has the Lisa Su signature right there, has gold accents around the place. It's gold on the back as well. It's beautiful. It says 50th anniversary right there on the side. So much gorgeosity in one card. And I have to, did you just laugh at me for saying gorgeosity? Wow. But the 50th anniversary edition card was something that I wanted when I was back in South Africa, but they weren't going to sell it there. So I just had to resign myself to not owning one. But I'll have the shroud to keep on display after we build this PC, because I'm going to be fully water cooling it. And I said I needed more cores than my 9900K. I'm not going with the new Intel because those aren't even out yet. I'm actually going to finally be building in our ASRock X570 Aqua. I've had this since before we moved here from South Africa, but I never found a system that I wanted to put it into. I never found a way to make it happen, and now it is finally happening. And in case you don't remember what the Aqua is, it is the $1,000 motherboard from ASRock that they sent over to us and customized for us. It says UFD Tech right there. It's kind of the same color as our silver play button from YouTube, so it has a lot of goodness going on. You've got the full monoblock on the CPU and the VRMs, and it also water cools the chipsets, and it's gonna be a beautiful piece of art. Don't hit it there, whoopsies. That's just gonna sit right there on that, and hopefully it doesn't fall for the rest of the video. Reece would not be liking this right now. And that's where the more cores come in. Why have a $1,000 motherboard if you're not going to be cooling the right chip? Ryzen 9 3950X, 16 cores, 32 threads. Fun fact, I actually picked this up in South Africa because I had to go back to South Africa for like 4 days in December in order to like finalize getting rid of our lease and everything and bring up back all of the stuff that I couldn't manage on my first go around when I had my 2 older sons with me. So I had to go back one more time. And Wootware was the only retailer in the entire world that I could find a 3950X with at the time. Obviously now they're everywhere. And now that it's taken me 4 months to build this PC, I could have just bought one here, but Wootware hooked me up with a great price and I was able to pick this up. So shout out to Wootware in South Africa. In case you don't know who they are, they were the premier retailer that we always worked with when we were there. And so if you're in South Africa, highly recommend Wootware. And this is a 3950X 16 core, 32 thread CPU that is going to be a behemoth for editing. And that's, I also mentioned I need to upgrade my RAM. I only have 32 gigs in there right now. And now we're going to be upgrading to 64 gigs of the Trident Z Neo's 3600 megahertz, 64 gigabytes, 16 gigs on each stick, 4 sticks on all of the RAM slots. This is going to be the fastest PC that I can build. That, mind you, is going to be all AMD, which is where our custom V1 Tech backplate comes in for our 5700 XT. This is going to be an AMD shill build, and I don't care what you say. The whole point is to be shilling for AMD in this because they have a lot of good stuff going on. I love the Ryzen. I wanted to make it all AMD, so I chose the 5700 XT with the 50th anniversary edition, with a customized motherboard, with a case that I find ever so beautiful. This is going to be a very good build. And I already have the water cooling components, as I mentioned. I've had them for so long that I actually don't even remember what I purchased because I got these back in December before all of this crazy Voldemort stuff that's going on. So let me go ahead and open this guy up and see what the actual water cooling block for the 5700 XT looks like. Oh, sexy. I forgot I got this. Dang. Yes, so this is going to be a black and silver build, in case you can't tell by the silver on the Aqua, the black on the Atlas, the backplate on this, as well as this brushed metal water block that we're going to be putting on the 5700 XT. That is phenomenal. I forgot it looked like that. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. I've got the pump, which is obvious. I've also got 2 360 mil rads, which again are going to go on the side of this right over there. They're in the box, so they're slightly bigger, but they'll fit. That's what Yulbeast promises me. They're going to fit. That's the general idea. Also have the pump. It's the X-Res 140 Revo D5 RGB PWM. So RGB is going to be a big portion of this. And then, hey, forgot about this. So not only do we have that beautiful water block for the 5700 XT, also got this guy. Oh, I got the brushed silver backplate for the 5700 XT. That's great. And I guess that will look cool under here and it'll kind of illuminate a bit more, I guess. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good as opposed to just being on the back PCB. This is going to be on the back shiny silver and kind of hopefully illuminate more as the RGB shines down onto the backplate. I purchased all of this so long ago. Wow. Reece, it's been many moons. Powering all of this, we have the Corsair RM850X, nothing special, 850 watts, should be plenty for overclocking on the 3950X, the 5700 XT. And we also have custom sleeved cables. I believe, I can't remember, I think these are cable mod. I'm pretty sure these are cable mod cables that are custom pinned for the 580X, but they're the black and silver color scheme is the general idea with what I went for. So we have a very themed build going on. I have the black and silver aesthetic going on the GPU. We've got the silver aesthetic going on with the X570 Aqua, obviously the black case, the black and silver RAM. It's gonna look pretty cohesive, if I do say so myself. And I've waited a long time to make this, 4 or 5 months at this point. I came back in November to the United States, and I've been working on piecing like all of this together since then. I think we got this motherboard in like September, So it's been over 6 months that we've had the X570 Aqua, and I still haven't put it in the PC build. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who supported us on moving back to the States, because if it wasn't for you, I would have had to sell this. But now I finally, even though it's 6 months late and we're talking about getting a Ryzen 4950X now in all of the rumors, that I can still build this and potentially maybe even upgrade to the next generation of Ryzen with this. So hardline water cooling is what we're going for. I didn't mention that, but I do have the hardline tubes that we're gonna run across. Obviously, I still need to plan out the build, but it's gonna be pretty easy considering the fact that everything's open. Everything doesn't have to be constricted. I can do whatever I want, and this will be a pretty creative, fun challenge for me. So stay tuned. We're gonna be building this shortly. I really just wanted to unveil everything that we got because the Atlas case showed up today, as well as the 50th anniversary edition of the RX 5700 XT. I got those and I was so excited and I wanted to show you guys. Let me know what you want to see out of this build, how you want me to do it. I'm really stoked, very stoked. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll leave links for everything I picked up down below in the description. Again, for the Yule Beast Atlas case, for Wootware, because they helped me out a lot with this, as well as Dell's website where they're selling the 5700 XTs for quite cheap. So you might want to consider picking one up yourself. And also the V1 Tech backplates, which is what we have going on. Cut back to the video, the beginning of the video. I'm not moving all of this right now. When the RTX 2060 Super has an RGB backplate, that's also a V1 Tech backplate. So they make pretty cool little pieces of accessory to add to your computer if you haven't decided that you're stylish enough yet. So that's gonna wrap up this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Get subscribed, stay up to date on all of our tech related content. And I'll see you guys again in the next video. Cheers. As well as this kind of brushed metal black heatsink that's going to go on, as well as this blushed water bottle, as well as this as well as this brushed metal